Peace and love, family. Welcome back to the Hope, the HOPE, Helping Our People Elevate. This is the channel where we resurrect the erased, restore the forgotten, and elevate the truth. If you've been following us, our last couple videos, we did a video on Recy Taylor and Claudette Colvin. Then you know one name that keeps coming up, Rosa Parks. But not the Rosa Parks we were taught in schools, not just the woman who was tired on a bus. Today we uncover the story of Rosa Parks before the Montgomery Bus Boycott, the activist, the investigator, and the strategist they don't tell us about.
On behalf of Akuno Senko for Bay, you know what I'm saying? Jay, where you at? We're trying to help our people elevate. Hope. HOPE. We're giving them hope. We doing what we gotta do, you know. Every day, one step at a time, man. We gonna make it happen. Helping our people elevate. Yeah. Sometimes I practice focus, thought, and meditate. I'm trying to come with other ways to help our people elevate and seeking knowledge, make me levitate. The lifted mental state is what results from how we orchestrate. This for the family's sake. Let's self-reflect and self-evaluate. And every day, make sure the steps you take, you calculate. Receive a master's fate. I know I can't exist without the hate, but that's okay. I balance that with higher self today. Success is on this way, and after that, my flesh can pass away.
Rosa Louise McCulley was born in 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. She was raised by her grandparents in Pine Level, both formerly enslaved, who taught her the importance of dignity, discipline, and courage. Growing up in the Jim Crow South, Rosa saw injustice early. She remembers seeing the Ku Klux Klan march past her house. She saw how white children were bused to school while she walked miles. She never accepted the idea of black inferiority. She attended the Montgomery Industrial School for Girls, a progressive school run by white women who taught self-worth and civil responsibilities. That exposure planted the seed of defiance. In 1932, she married Raymond Parks, a barber and first supporter of the Scottsboro Boys. Together, they created a household centered on black uplift, awareness, and quiet resistance. In 1943, Rosa Parks joined in the Montgomery NAACP and became their chapter secretary. That same year, she was the first woman to hold a leadership position in that branch. Her role wasn't symbolic. Rosa Parks was on the front line of civil rights investigations. She traveled across Alabama, documenting stories of racial violence, economic injustice, and police brutality. She interviewed victims, wrote reports, and coordinated campaigns. She worked closely with Edie Nixon, the chapter's president, and other leaders building the foundation for a larger movement. She once said, "I worked on numerous cases with the NAACP, particularly those involving injustice to women. One of the most important, the Recy Taylor case. In 1944, 24-year-old Recy Taylor was kidnapped by 6 white men after leaving church in Abbeville, Alabama. She was blindfolded, raped, and left on the side of the road. One of the attackers confessed. The sheriff knew the names, but no one was arrested. Rosa Parks, now a seasoned activist, was sent by the NAACP to investigate. She traveled to Abbeville under threats of violence, interviewed witnesses, and built a national coalition. She helped form the Committee for Equal Justice for Recy Taylor, drawing support from black newspapers, churches, and activists across the country. Even Eleanor Roosevelt took interest. This case galvanized national outrage and exposed the routine sexual violence black women face. Though justice wasn't served in court, the impact was loud. Rosa was making moves long before the bus. In March of 1955, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin refused to give up her bus seat. She was arrested and charged. Rosa Parks and NAACP supported her. But the movement made a strategic decision. Claudette was young, dark-skinned, and later became pregnant. The media and the courts would use that to discredit the entire cause. The NAACP needed a symbol that the public could rally behind, someone mature, respected, and with no social stains. They didn't forget Claudette. In fact, Claudette would become a plaintiff in the case that would end bus segregation, Browder versus Gale. But when Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on December 1st, 1955, it was part of a broader strategy. She wasn't just tired, she was ready. The textbooks say Rosa Parks was a tired seamstress, but Rosa Parks herself rejected that myth. The only tired I was tired of giving in. By 1955, Rosa Parks had spent over a decade organizing, investigating, and fighting. She had challenged police, racist court systems, and predatory power structure. Her resistance was calculated, her arrest was planned, and when it happened, the Montgomery Improvement Association, led by a young Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., launched a 381-day boycott that transformed history. Rosa Parks helped launch that moment, but she had already built the movement. Rosa Parks' activism didn't stop after the bus boycott. She lost her job, she faced threats, she moved to Detroit and continued her work, fighting housing, discrimination, economic injustice, and police brutality. She supported the Black Power movement, worked for Congressman John Conyers, and remained a symbol of resistance until her death in 2005. In her own words, I have learned over the years that one's mind is made up. This diminishes fear. Her mind was made up long before she boarded that bus. Rosa Parks wasn't an accidental hero, she was a lifelong warrior for justice. So remember, the real Rosa Parks was a strategist, a defender of women like Recy Taylor, and a supporter of young sisters like Claudette Colvin. Say her name, elevate her truth. This is helping our people elevate. We don't just teach history, we restore it. Peace and love.
It was about 6 in the afternoon. I was arrested for refusing to give my seat to a white male passenger on the orders of the bus driver. The bus was organized with racial segregation, the white passengers to the front and the colored to the rear. And the bus driver, of course, would move or rearrange his passengers to his wishes, would order some persons to give up their seats for white passengers who had to stand.
And he ordered you?
Yes, he did.
And then what happened?
When I refused to move, he had me arrested, put in jail.
And the bus driver, was he very violent? Or?
No, he wasn't. He just called the policeman when I refused to stand up.
And what was the attitude of the police?
Well, they questioned me about why I refused to give up the seat, and when I told them I didn't believe I should have to give up the seat, they told me I was under arrest.
It was all done quite easily, or was there violence or anger?
There was no violence nor anger on the part of any of us involved at that time. I did this because I felt I was being violated as a human being. I had had a hard day of work on the job, and I was physically tired as well as just mentally vexed and sick of this type of thing we had to endure as a people because of our race. It did not seem right. It wasn't right, and I felt that I was being mistreated.